Listen, MVP caliber season in 2017, one of the top-rated offensive lines in the league, and more weapons than you could possibly ask for. I mean, the only question mark is Aguilar in the slot, but you know he's been solid the last couple of years. Otherwise, you've got Alshon Jeffrey, huge red zone weapon. Zach Ertz just broke tight end reception records last year, and now he finally has not Torrey Smith, not Mike Wallace, but Deshaun Jackson running down the other side for those big plays. If you ask me, Carson Wentz is in for a huge year, and he's my number one fantasy QB as of July.
And that concludes the Fantasy File.
I had a feeling it was going to happen.
Listen, I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
All right, Dylan.
I'll believe you for now.
We appreciate your segment. We have to get running, though. We definitely are running late to get to our guest. And I'm not even going to attempt to say his name. I'm just going to say we're going to call Chris next because I will butcher Chris's name, and it would be so bad. So we'll let Chris
Rosvoglou. So, I probably butchered it, but I attempted it.
It's Dave's fault for that. All right, guys, we'll get to break, and we'll be right back with our guest here.
See you guys.
I've been grinding so long, been trying this shit for years, and I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain, but I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
And it's good to be alive right about now. And we are introducing our guest, and I will let him say his name because even though he just said it for me, I'm still going to butcher it, and I don't like to butcher people's names because I just don't like to do it. So good evening, Chris.
How are you guys? What's going on? My name is Chris Rosvoglou. Tough Greek last name, but there it is.
I'll give myself an A for effort. Well, I was doing Rosvoglou. I was making it Russian.
It was close enough. Don't worry, I've heard a bunch of names over.
Yes!
Okay, so right away, we always give our guests the opportunity with what we call brag time. And that's your chance to brag yourself up. Tell everybody where you're from, what you're doing, and what you're all about. It's your show, Chris. Go ahead. Brag yourself up.
So I'm from New York, just actually graduated from Hofstra University, and I write for The Spun. They cover NFL, NBA, NCAA basketball, and football. So I'm doing that for now. I used to do a podcast on the Saints back then, but kind of let that go as the years went on. But right now I'm just into writing. That's what I really love to do, and I appreciate it. And I'm really enjoying that. So that's really it for me.
Wow,
very humble.
I was going to say, you're a humble guy, man. I mean, geez, there's got to be more to brag about than just that.
I mean, if I keep going down the list, I'll probably find something. But for now, that's something that I really enjoy, and hopefully, and not really more of a brag, but my mission down the road is to get to a point where I'll be able to break a couple of stories here and there. But I'm not there yet. I'm still 21, so I'm still kind of young. But I will get there.
Good God, I thought you were a lot older than that.
Oh my God, you're only 21? You're a young cat, man. You're making me feel old. I have gray hair older than you, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I'm pretty young.
Let me go check in at my senior citizen home that I'm a part of.
No crap, man. You know what? You just made me feel terrible about what I've accomplished in my life.
It gives us more drive and grind, Jay.
Man, I'm gonna have to go lift weights, eat an extra protein shake tonight, and do some extra research and stuff, man. 21, and you've done, oh my gosh, boy. Whoo! That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So let's get right to it. So you're a Saints guy, right? You're a Saints guy?
So we gotta bring this up right off the bat because of what the Saints just went through in the postseason. It's got to get something we've been feeling off our chest since 2009. There was a no call on Rodgers with a face mask. How are you feeling with the no call in the NFC Championship game?
Honestly, look, I was mad when it first happened. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was, furious. My arms were up in the air. You have the urge to kind of throw every and any word out there in the heat of the moment. I think what just pissed me off, in a sense, the most was just, I think the Rams kind of knew they got away with it, and at that point, they went with the bad boy Pistons vibe to it, where they kind of bragged about it in the sense that Coleman said he knocked out Tommy Lee Lewis. He knew that there should have been a flag, but there really wasn't. I think more of that bothered me than anything. I'm not going to be that person that says they should have redid the game. I think people who signed the petition were ridiculous because going on change.org isn't going to change anything. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's a call that when we look at Drew Brees' legacy, what if he did end up winning that game, they get to the Super Bowl, and you never know. I think that's a quarterback that when you're ranking him all time, you use another ring to really boost up his status. So I think I'm always going to look back and be like, man, the Saints could have had another Super Bowl. But I think if they keep dwelling on it, it'll hurt them for this upcoming season. So it will bother me. It will always irk me. But I kind of want to look past it eventually, and I hope the team does, because they're not going to get any better by just looking at that play and saying, this cost us, this really, jeopardized our chance of winning another Super Bowl.
So that's the thing is, like, I feel bad for Brees. I've always liked Brees. I've never had nothing against him. And I feel like if he had gotten a second ring last year, I was rooting for the Saints because we lost to the Rams earlier in the season. I wanted the Saints to win. And I feel like that would put him, he's already in the GOAT status, but I feel like that would push him even further into it because he holds all the records for one. Two, you're adding multiple Super Bowls to it. I mean, it's just to get that far and to crush it down. That's how Jay and I felt in 2009 when
Dave,
you
just brought up the key word. And because of this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity because he brought up GOAT status. I am very curious because
I knew it was going to happen.
You are of a younger generation that has kind of, not to be mean, but you've bastardized the meaning of NBT and you've bastardized the meaning of GOAT. And so I'm kind of curious because you're such a smart guy. What your criteria?
There's intellect there. I want to hear
GOAT
it too.
Is yeah. I'm curious because I know what mine is, and everybody that's ever listened to me understands. I'm a pretty tough cookie when it comes to how these things are defined.
Well, I mean, if you're going by GOAT, I think you got to talk about just greatest of all time. And even though I'm a Saints guy, I don't think Drew Brees is in the discussion for greatest of all time.
Really? Wow.
About greatness, I just don't think he is because unfortunately he doesn't have the rings. And then in terms of natural talent, he wasn't the most talented guy. I think he's made it off his outstanding work ethic. What I think the Super Bowl and not getting there cost him the most was a chance to solidify his status as one of the 3 best maybe of all time or 4 best in that area. But I think and I know Saints fans always get on me when I say it, I don't have to like Tom Brady, but I do respect his body of work. And at the end of the day, I can't really put a guy with 1 Super Bowl next to one with 6. It's really tough. And I know Drew has all the statistics, and the Saints are never going to be the same once he retires. They won't. They're going to be a team that is going to be scrambling for a new quarterback, and I understand that. But I don't think Drew deserves to be in the conversation for the best quarterback of all time. I love the guy. He's amazing. I just want to put him in that conversation, though.
I am actually pleasantly surprised by everything that just came out of your mouth.
Jay thought there was going to be a different angle to that whole conversation.
I completely did, and I am pleasantly surprised. You have jumped so far up my list of highly respected, intelligent young human beings. You have no idea, Chris. That completely misread.
Well, as soon as you said,
I should get the dumbass award of the day because I thought I was going to be able to get into a debate with you over this, and I can't because you answered it.
Look at you throwing bait at this humble young man. Look at you. You should be ashamed of yourself, Jay.
It's a tough argument, though. I'll tell you what. You ask 99% of Saints fans, they'll tell you Drew's the GOAT, and it's probably
you're the 1%.
Yeah, I guess I am the 1% because you look at the franchise. They were basically, I don't want to be mean, but it was kind of an irrelevant franchise until Drew got there. So that's why they'll say he's the GOAT. But realistically, I can't put him there. I do think he's better than a lot of other legendary quarterbacks. I can't put him over Brady. I can't put him over Montana. So it's just tough for me.
Well, I guess then this is the next question then, is what kind of is your criteria then when you're looking at GOAT? Because you answered the first part beautifully, so now that I'm curious of how you got to that answer.
So for me, I love statistics and all, but if it was just statistics, I think then we have to put Peyton Manning and Drew Brees as the 1 and 2.
Yes.
But I don't just look at statistics. I think I need to see – there's 2 things. It needs to be something that only that quarterback has a trait for. For example, there are times where I feel like only Tom Brady can come back from a 20-point lead or something of that sort. It's just something that Brady does. On the flip side, there are throws that a guy that you guys most likely love, Aaron Rodgers, that only he can make. Like, they have those certain traits. I think Drew's just such a diligent worker and such a smart guy. That's why he's been so good. Whereas Brady and Montana, they don't lose in those high-pressure situations. And I love Brees, but there are some times where he has fallen short. For example, the Rams game, I know there was a bad call, but he did also throw an interception in overtime. I mean,
yeah.
So that's why. And Drew's had his share of clutch moments, but he hasn't been on a scale like Montana or Brady or other quarterbacks, per se.
Dude, you just keep hitting these out of the park. Like, he just said traits and starts like. You better talk, Dave.
He said he needs to see field play and kind of before statistics. That's Jay. He's kind of hit your heartstrings there.
He's killing me over here. I'm having a hard time even talking now.
Well, let me get back to what I was saying before with kind of the heartbreaking NFC Championship game was how we felt as Packer fans in 2009 when Rodgers was on the come up and it was his second year starting and they were down big in a playoff game and Rodgers came back to go ahead and tie it 45-45 to go into overtime to have it end on basically the first play. And you clearly saw a face mask call, no call, just run the touchdown and game over. And it seemed like that was a little like before the period of where the cameras would just roll over everything, and they'd be like, hold on, let's go back and look at it. And now looking back at what the Saints fans were yelling about getting the challenge flag for the personal interference or the pass interference, I completely agree because going back to games like that, Rodgers has had stuff like that happen to him in his career, or where the defense completely takes crap on him and he never gets a chance